Released 3 years ago, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy Definitive Edition attempted to modernize 3 of Rockstar's most beloved classics: Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. However, the launch was marred by significant technical issues and graphical missteps, disappointing fans who expected the nostalgic thrill of these iconic games. Fast forward to November the 12th, 2024, so a few days ago, and Rockstar has finally released a major patch addressing many of its edition's shortcomings. So the question remains, how has this latest update remained the definitive edition, or does it still fall short? Now, the original release of the Definitive Edition brought with it numerous graphical and gameplay issues, which created a rocky reception from fans and critics alike. Lighting felt sterile, colors appeared muted, and numerous bugs disrupted the experience. This update, however, focuses on revitalizing the trilogy's atmosphere, particularly through the return of the classic lighting, which captures the vibrancy and stylish charm of the original games. It also corrects some glaring problems, such as broken weather effects, missing character animations, and draw distances oddities. This patch applies to all current consoles: the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and of course the last gen consoles. For this review, I tested the update on the PlayStation 5, where performance was steady and the improvements felt the most refined. While the Switch version didn't see a major FPS increase, it did benefit from the same visual fixes. One of the most significant changes in this update is the reintroduction of Classic's lighting mode. The original Definitive Edition had attempted a more naturalistic lighting style that unfortunately made these vibrant, exaggerated worlds feel flat and lifeless. With the return of stylized lighting, these cities now look closer to how we remember them. Vice City's neon streets once again glow with warmth, orange street lights at night, and San Andreas regions have their distinct atmospheric lighting. Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas each have unique lighting effects that add to their individual moods, making the game world feel alive and immersive once again. Moreover, the fog effect, integral to the atmosphere of San Andreas, especially when standing atop of the mountain Chiliad, and has finally been restored. This obscures the draw distances just enough to recreate the illusion of scale and mystery. Water transparency has also been adjusted, fixing its appearance to match the original's games, and CJ's swimming speed has returned to its intended pace. These changes collectively give the trilogy a cohesive, polished look that finally feels true to the original's game's intentions. Character models were another aspect of the Definitive Edition that sparked disappointment. Tommy's, Versetti's, and Carl Johnson's, CJ, appeared overly stylized, with some odd choices in their redesigns. The latest patch improves many of these models, bringing back some of the iconic looks that players know and of course love. Tommy's face now appears more, familiar, while minor characters and NPCs have been updated and feel less awkward. And in terms of the animations, many improvements have been made to the way that the characters move and interact with the world. CJ's gym workout animations, for instance, are now smooth and properly synced. Similarly, Ryder's arms movement on the bike, they have been fixed, eliminating these sorts of strange and elongated arm glitches from before. Rockstar has also reinstated various animations and environmental effects, such as rotating gas station sign and functioning oil derricks, which adds a layer of liveliness that was sorely missed. The updated animations may seem like minor details, but they collectively enhance the authenticity of these created worlds. Weather effects, especially the rain, has been a notorious problem in the Definitive Edition. When the game launched, rain would appear as thick white lines that obscured the visibility, an issue that has since been remedied. Rainfall is now much softer and realistic, with different regions in San Andreas experiencing unique weather patterns again. The heavy rain in San Fierro and sandy storms in the desert, and the foggy mornings all bring back the atmospheric charm of the originals. This makes each area feel unique, rather than subject to uniform, lackluster effects that plagued the initial release. Despite these significant graphical and performance improvements, the Definitive Edition still has its shares of issues. One of the biggest disappointments is the audio, namely the music. Licensing challenges have kept a substantial number of iconic tracks from returning, impacting Vice City and San Andreas the most. In total, about 31 tracks are missing, and while newer players may not notice, longtime fans such as myself will feel the absence deeply. The original soundtracks were essential in setting the tone, especially with Vice City's 1980s vibe and San Andreas West Coast ambience. Unfortunately, this issue persists, and it's unclear if licensing obstacles will ever be resolved. This update has also brought some crucial gameplay fixes, notably the frustrating aim bug that restricted movement while aiming has been actually resolved, making gunfights far smoother. Additionally, more modernized aiming controls and autosave functionality remain from the original remaster, offering some welcome quality of life improvements for contemporary audiences. Some cutscenes, however, are still altered or replaced with in-game dialogue, which can feel a little odd during the specific missions. It's a minor gripe, but one that underscores a broader issue with the Definitive Edition's overall presentation. It still isn't a true ground-up remake, despite being marketed as such. The changes often feel like we're patched to a flawed remaster rather than a full reimagining. Although the update resolves a vast number of visuals and technical issues, some problems still remain. Textures on small world objects, especially signs and labels on trucks, still look, garbled due to the AI upscaling, making them unreadable in many cases. While this doesn't ruin the gameplay, it can be distracting for those who cherish the attention to the detail that define the original games. Minor clipping and collision issues also persists here, although far fewer than before. With the latest patch, Rockstar has made Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy The Definitive Edition a much more polished product, finally worthy of the classics it represents. The reintroduction of classics lighting, refined character models, and atmospheric effect bring back much of the charm it lost in the initial remaster. And while it isn't a perfect version, the absence of iconic tracks, remaining visual bugs, and some odd changes in cutscenes remind us of the flaws. It is undoubtedly a marked improvement. And now, for those who have already owned the Definitive Edition but abandoned it out of the frustration, now might be a time to revisit these iconic titles. The overall experience has improved significantly, delivering closer to what fans hoped for at launch. However, for the newcomers, it's essential to remember that these are still remasters with basic visual and technical upgrades rather than the ambitious remakes. Ultimately, while this update can't entirely erase the missteps of the Definitive Edition's initial release, it does succeed in bringing these beloved games closer to the original glory. The classic Grand Theft Auto vibe is back, and for many fans, that alone is worth the revisit. And at that, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.